This place is insane. Why is it so cheap? Who cares? Look at this kitchen. Sign today and it's yours. No credit checks, no hassle. Sounds great. Let's do it. No regrets? Nope. Good. Welcome home. Jake and Emily had seen it all. Moldy ceilings, shoebox apartments, greedy landlords. But nothing could have prepared them for the house on Ashwood Lane. Hidden behind a row of silent trees, the house stood old and proud. Its exterior was cloaked in ivy and time. And yet, it called to them. The listing price had been too good to be true, cheaper than their one-bedroom apartment in the city. And as for transport, both Jake and Emily were influencers, so work was at home, on their schedule. And as for everything else, a bus traveled through these areas, and that seemed good enough until they could save up to buy their own car. And living at this price, they'd be saving faster than ever. They arrived for the tour under a gray sky. I'm Mr. Abaddon. You're the first to show interest in years. He led them on a quiet tour through vast halls and narrow staircases. Built in 1812 by the Agnes family, they were powerful, feared, known for their strange beliefs. It said they made a pact with something ancient. Like what? The devil? Older, nameless. The family made offerings for wealth, influence. The results were transformative. Emily paused beside a faded portrait of a woman with hollow eyes. Did anyone live here after them? They tried, but you see, the location doesn't suit everyone. And then again, the house decides when it wants company. What do you mean? Fate. Right. You said you were a relative? A distant one. I've been a caretaker for generations. Generations? Mr. Abaddon gave Ghost of a smile. Time works differently here. He presented the lease on yellowed paper, sliding it across a dusty table. Sign today and it's yours. No credit checks, no hassle. Jake looked at Emily. She hesitated, then nodded. Together they signed. No regrets? Nope. Welcome home. That was the last time they saw him in person. The only thing he left behind was a note with his number beside the old rotary phone in the house. Once a month, there's a bus that travels by here. You may get your necessities. Otherwise, there is not much to do but wait. Your phones possibly won't have network, but use the rotary. Call me if you have any more queries. And so, Jake and Emma packed up their cramped city apartment in a single day. tossing boxes into a rented van. They couldn't afford a car as of now, and so they got supplies for the month, and with hopeful hearts and trembling excitement, Jake and Emily left the noise behind for good. Getting there, they managed to set up the internet, yet it was impossibly slow. Well, I guess that's the price for living here. Slow Wi-Fi. But the first night in the house wasn't as they expected. Lights flickered without reason. Beneath the floorboards, a slow, steady scratching echoed like claws across wood. Emily sat up in bed, clutching the blanket. Jake, do you hear that? Probably just the pipes. This place is ancient. That's the catch. But Emma didn't sleep. Something moved beneath her bed, cold and slithering. Jake, I swear something's under the bed. There's nothing here, you're just freaked out. The next morning, they found clawed, blood-stained handprints on the wooden floor, trailing from under the bed to the wall. Jake, what the hell is this? That's not possible, we didn't do this. They chalked it up to old stains, leftover damage, but both of them felt it. Something was watching. Soon, the reality of the too-good-to-be-true deal started coming to light. Emily was cleaning the guest room when her foot struck a loose board. Curious, she pried it open and found a leather-bound journal, its cover cracked and dusty. Jake, come here. This house was built by the Agnes family, sealed a blood pact for power. The ones who came after suffered endlessly. So it's haunted. What else is new? That night, the phone in the hall rang once. It was the old rotary phone, like it belonged to another century. That night, unable to shake the words from the journal, Emily searched the name, Agnes family, online. After a few slow-loading minutes, a single archived page loaded. The Agnes family had once been one of the wealthiest and most feared families in the region. In the early 1800s, they were known for their rapid rise to power, land, influence, and unimaginable wealth. But whispers surrounded them. People spoke of strange rituals in the woods, bonfires that burned without fuel, and voices echoing through the trees long after midnight. The matriarch, Elira Agnes, was said to have dabbled in the occult, even leading a group known as the Hollow Faith. Rumors claimed they made offerings, blood sacrifices, to an ancient nameless entity in exchange for longevity and control. One report stated that during a winter in 1834, 5 children from nearby villages vanished. Days later, Elira was seen wearing a pendant made from human bone. By the late 1800s, the entire family had mysteriously disappeared without a trace. No bodies were found. The house was abandoned, but locals said it never stayed empty for long. Emily's hand trembled as she scrolled. What the hell did we move into? Come on, if anything, we just got more content to make. But every night, the scratching returned, this time angrier. The house reeked of sulfur, the stench crawling through the vents, clinging to the curtains, souring the air. It's like rotten eggs and smoke. It's everywhere. As Emily was cleaning out the fireplace, suddenly, cold fingers brushed against her ankle. She screamed and turned underneath, fresh claw marks and a dark red stain. How did this happen? I don't know, I was cleaning and I felt something. Maybe you scraped yourself on a nail or something. The more the couple explored the house, the more mysterious the place became. Sometimes, it felt like the walls would change. Images, flames, faces screaming, shadows grinning, bubbled beneath the wallpaper. Emily screamed, "Jake, do you see this?" Jake backed away. This isn't happening. We're imagining, but it was. The windows blackened, daylight gone. The floorboards creaked as if breathing. Furniture moved when they turned their backs. Ancient symbols appeared carved into walls under rugs, etched into drawers. Every time Emily touched one, her skin turned cold. Who really used to live here before? We have to talk to Mr. Abaddon. We can't live like this. Something is wrong with this place. The house is just fulfilling its purpose. What purpose? You'll understand soon. We don't want this house anymore. You signed the lease. There's no going back now. The deal is done. Emily and Jake had no doubt they bought into trouble. Mr. Abaddon was toying with them. He knew something he wouldn't spill. But Emily and Jake didn't have a choice. They had spent all their savings to move out here, and now they didn't have any other place to go. For the next weeks, nightmares consumed them. They saw themselves bound in chains, surrounded by chanting demons. Their souls flayed, their bodies burned. The same images they saw in dreams started to appear in the house. Jake began sleepwalking. Emily stopped eating. The air itself was a presence. One morning, Emily flipped through the lease again. Maybe there was a loophole. Maybe they could back out of this. But when she flipped through the pages for the first time, she realized what mistake she had made. Upon occupancy, the tenants forfeit their souls in exchange for ownership. The pact shall be fulfilled in 1 month's time. The house shall claim its due. No, this isn't legal. This can't be real. So they called him again. What did we sign? What is this? Ah, you finally read it. I was wondering when you'd realize. The pact is sealed now. You're bound to the house. What the hell do you mean we're bound to the house? You've already given your souls. There's no way out. You tricked us. It wasn't my decision, dear. It was yours. Blame none but yourself. Emily and Jake tried everything, breaking windows, mashing locks. The door wouldn't open. The windows were sealed by swirling black fog, thick, pulsing, alive. They tried to burn the lease. Emily hurled it into the fireplace. But the flames danced around it. The paper twisted and curled, then landed back on the mantle, but never burnt out. Burn, damn you! It's not just paper. Emily collapsed on the floor, exhausted and broken. We're trapped. We're never leaving. Mr. Abaddon wasn't born of this world. His true name, whispered by those who dare speak of him, is a name. He was once a high-ranking demon in the court of hell, known by many as the emissary of the pact, a title that carried both fear and reverence. His task was simple, but terrifying. He was the one chosen to deliver the deals, the bargains, the soul-binding contracts that kept Hell's power growing. Abaddon had long been tasked with securing new blood for his master. The Agnes family had made their deal with him centuries ago, a pact for power and riches that required nothing more than the sacrifice of those bound to the house. But Abaddon's role was never just as a messenger. Over the centuries, he became the caretaker, the one who watched over the house, keeping it in a constant state of decline and allure, assuring that every new owner would fall into the same trap. Through the ages, tenants came and went, each one drawn to the house by an irresistible urge, often finding themselves swayed by strange dreams, the whisper of a deal too good to pass up. As the house claimed their souls, Abaddon ensured the pact remained unbroken, standing as a silent witness to the torment and suffering of those trapped in its walls. His age was impossible to pinpoint. Some believed he had been cursed to protect the house, unable to age or die. But Abaddon had no need to age. He was never truly human. The house had become his prison and his domain. Every soul fed him, fueled him. His mission was always the same, to bring in new tenants, people like Jake and Emily, and seal their fates with a promise that would destroy them both. Now, as Jake and Emily had signed their names on that lease, they would become the newest sacrifices, and Abaddon's task was complete. The house won't let us. It won't let us leave. It won't let anyone leave. Emily grabbed the lease again, trying to destroy it once more. She tossed it into the flames, but the fire didn't burn it. Instead, flames grew uncontrollably, spreading faster than she could react. The room was consumed before vanishing. as though the paper itself was immortal. In the mirror, Emily's reflection twisted, contorting into a grotesque, devilish version of herself. What have we done? We listened to the devil. Look, new tenants. Don't make the same mistake. It's time for a new lease.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.